first step we need to take in automating these transactions is to figure out how are we receiving the bills and expenses or credit card receipts. So typically to automate this, you really want to try to get everything to flow in through your email provider. So you have really two options. You're going to get it digitally through your email, or secondly, you're going to get physical documents that you'll need to create digital documents out of that. And there is a process to automate part of that. So that is part of a different process. So we may look at that in a separate video. But for now, we're going to concentrate on transactions that come in through your email. We're going to be working with Outlook. To start the process, we're going to create a folder in Outlook. So let's take a look at my Outlook, and we'll see that I've got a couple transactions sitting out here that I want to automate. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to concentrate on my folders on the left. I need to create a new folder that I want all of my bills to go to, all of my expenses that I want to automate. I want them all to go to one particular email folder. And the reason for that is we're going to use that email folder in the automation process using Zapier, which we're going to cover in a little bit. All right, so let's do that first step. I'm actually going to put this under my Essentials folder here. I'm going to right click, create a new subfolder. I'm going to call this test. Just like that, all right? And now I'm gonna create a rule. So you can find your rules up in your toolbar, and if you can't or you don't see them immediately, it doesn't really matter. You can just right click on the email that you want to put in a folder, and we're gonna click on rules down here. So it's the same two things here. You can create a rule or manage rules. In this case, we're just gonna create a rule. And in this case, we're gonna say, hey, take this to my test folder. If you have lots of folders, just type in the name of the folder you want, click on that, hit okay. And you can run this rule. We're going to then look at our rule, because I want to put this ProWare one in there with the Vimeo one. And so if I go to rules again, and again I can do it here. I'm going to click on rules, and let's do manage rules. You're going to see the rule we created, move all messages from Chuck Underwood to test. So let's click on that. I'm actually going to change this to say move AP bills or expenses to test. Okay. All right, so I've got that. So I'm going to add a condition. So what I'm going to do is I'm creating the ability to put multiple emails to this particular folder. All right, so what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to slide this off to the side here, and I need to know a couple pieces of information. I want all emails from Vimeo. I'm going to copy that email, and I'm going to say from, right? And then I am going to take this off, and I'm going to put Vimeo at vimeo.com. But I may get emails from Vimeo that are not bill related. They may be video related or some other thing, some other kind of communication. So we need another condition, and we need to put a condition of either the subject or the body includes. That gives us some different options. And so I'm going to go back to this email and look at it, and I see that I have your plus plan receipt, which that's pretty specific. We could say you could look for the word subscription in the email. I'm just going to use the subject line. 90% of the time we could just use that. So I'm going to copy that, and let's go back here to rules, pull that up again. I got subject or body includes, enter words to look for. I'm going to copy and paste that and hit tab, and now I've got that in here. All right, and then I'm going to move to the test folder, which is perfect. All right, so now I've given it the conditions, but I want to go ahead and add my ProWare one to it. So I'm going to go to ProWare here, click on that email. I'm going to copy that. Back to the settings, and I Control-C or Control-V to paste it. I got registration in ProWareCPA.com, and then I'm going to add the topic, or the subject, excuse me, and I'm going to go ahead all the way to invoice here and copy that and put that in the subject or body. So what this tells Outlook to do is, if you see an email from Vimeo or from ProWare and it has one of these two titles or subjects, or that information is also in the body, then it will push these to the test folder, which is exactly what we're going to do. So you can put quite a few in there. I've got several rules right now where we probably have 50 or more emails coming in, from different vendors. So we have about 50 vendor emails coming in on bills or receipts into one rule, which is really nice. So I'm going to run the rule now and see if this works this time. I'm going to hit save. And if I go back to Outlook, I shouldn't see those anymore, and I don't. But if I go to my test folder, there they are. So they are sitting ready to be looked at by Zapier, all right, which is going to take us to our second step.